Hello, good morning. As we all know, after the banquet till the midnight, it is very difficult to have any more audience. So today let us start with permission from our chairperson, Dr. Professor Mahipal Sachdev sir. The cataract surgery in challenges in ocular comorbidity. As we all know, the phacoemulsification is the most popular and most accepted surgery for the cataract. And in cases of the comorbidity, where there is complicated cataract is there, so to deal these cataract by phacoemulsification, it is really a challenge. I am going to speak on my keynote address is on phacoemulsification in uveitic cataract. I am Dr. L.C. Madharia from Bilaspur, Chhattisgarh. ये आगे कैसे नहीं हो रहा है?
AV team, please help him.
ये आगे नहीं हो रहा यार. Yes. Having a successful result in uveitic cataract, it's largely depend on three principal area of disease management. Number one, the successful remission of uveitis without complication of the glaucoma and macular edema, as we have to rule out these two complications before the surgery. Then the diagnosis of the cause of uveitis, this is very important, because even in the post-operative cases also, there is recurrences of the uveitis. So we should know the etiology of the uveitis. Then the third, the appropriate surgery in post-operative management. As we know, the eye is already complicated and it is having the complicated cataract. So the first is the remission of the uveitis. Minimum 3 months prior to surgery, the eye should be quiet before we are going to operate in a uveitic cataract. In chronic and recurrent uveitis, the immunomodular therapy, whatever the patient was on immunosuppressive drugs, that has to be continued. In preoperative systematic corticosteroid, the prednisolone 1 milligram per kg body weight should be given 2 days before the operation, and it should be discontinued 3 weeks after the surgery. Then the next important is the NSAID. It has to be given once the prednisolone has stopped. Then the prednisolone 1% should be also given preoperatively. Then the next important is the risk and the indication of IOL implantation. One should always implant the hydrophobic acrylic IOL. This is the best. Then the second important thing, the implantation of the IOL should be in the bag. Some patients develop germ cell deposit in the IOL. In those cases, we require the YAG laser. In some patients develop inflammatory membrane and the eye is not tolerating. Then we are supposed to remove the IOL, otherwise the recurrent uveitis will occur and the eye may land in trouble. Very important in case of the juvenile idiopathic arthritis with uveitis. In such cases, usually this IOL is not well tolerated. So we have to explain the patient preoperatively and we should left aphakia. Yes, because of the synechiae, the pupil expander is essential, almost essential. If there is zonular abnormality, then we have to use the capsular tension ring. And another very important is the protection of the corneal endothelium. We should always use the high molecular viscoelastics. And another most important is the good phacoemulsification in the bag should be done. In case of children, we have to do the posterior capsulotomy and anterior vitrectomy should always be done. If it is not done, then there are chances of developing the cyclitic membrane, and if the cyclitic membrane has developed, then that will cause a profound hypotony. Then post-operative care, this is very important. As usual, we give the antibiotics, topical antibiotics, moxifloxacillin for 5 days. Then the systemic corticosteroid in short tapering dose, prednisolone 1% has to be given to 6 to 8 weeks. And the immunomodular therapy is continue at the same level. And very important is the long-term follow-up and periodic checkup. As in case of the normal phaco, what we do, in special advice has to be given to the patient. One has to explain the patient, this is not a normal cataract surgery, because after normal cataract surgery, we forget, after 1.5 months, the patient is 100% okay. So we forget the patient forget the surgeons. But in case of the UIT cataract, the constant regular follow-up is very, very important, that one has to explain the patient. Anytime if inflammation is taking place, then you have to immediately report to the surgeon. One of my patients, I operated a lady for that complicated uveitis. She was well. After 1 year, she complained, sir, I can't see anything. So I call her immediately. So I found it was full of hypopyon. That means the uveitis has again recurred. So this is very important thing to warn the patient. Anytime if any inflammation is occurring, you should immediately report to save the eye. So this is very important thing. So the regular follow-up and the special precaution to the patient, sorry, sorry, that is necessary. So we can have a very good vision post-operatively. Then this is a short video. As we can see, this is a myotic pupil and synechiae we can see. And while giving the incision, we should take little precaution because AC is shallow. And once the incision 2.25 incision is over, then we can have that side port. There is no financial interest. There are challenges in the uveitic cataract. The eye should be quite, as we have discussed 3 months before the surgery, and the posterior synechia is there. So after first we are staining. Once we have stained the anterior capsule, then we are doing we have put the high molecular viscoelastics, and this is the synecholysis we are doing with the help. Synecholysis, even that the pupil is not dilated, we can see, then we have to definitely use. This is a Inova silicone made flexible pupil expander, and here it is manufactured by local our Indian company, and it has low learning curve. It inserts with the 2.25 incision, and once it is inserted inside, then it is lodged in the edge of the pupil. So it has got 4 holes. With the help of this, we can easily dilate the pupil. And once the pupil is expanded by this silicone expander, then rest of the thing is very easy. As we can see, rhexis, we should always do the rhexis more than 5.5. A good wider rhexis is required, because later on fibrosis may cause the problem. Then once the hydro procedure is completed, then rest of the thing is the loose cortex we have removed. And after trenching, we can divide the nucleus. Then with the stop and chop technique, we can emulsify. Then the procedure is very easy. The rest of the thing is same. We are implanting the hydrophobic acrylic lens, and once we are again filling the anterior chamber with the viscoelastics. This is the hydrophobic foldable we are implanting. And once it is implanted, then the next important thing is the removal of the pupil expander. It is very easy. Just we have to pull through the small hole which is already there in the expander. You just simply pull it, it will come out. So this is the beauty of this iris expander. Then post-operative treatment, short course of the systemic steroid, and the take-home message is the UIT cataract should be done, phaco should be done 3 months once the eye is quiet, high molecular viscoelastic, good pupil expander, capsular axis should be more than 5.5, hydrophobic IOL should be used, post-operative systemic steroid should be used, topical steroid drops for longer time, and we should monitor the IOP post-operatively because the long term may cause the secondary glaucoma. So if we are taking all these things in mind, definitely the UIT cataract, the result will be very, very good. And most important is the long-term follow-up because as we have discussed, thank you very much for this patient listening.
Thank you so much, Dr. Madharia, for the lovely presentation. You were the keynote speaker, and we were very happy to have you as our keynote speaker. Thank you so much.